Welcome to Rialto.
Welcome back, everyone. My name is Pollux, and I am the boss. Today, we're going to be going on May's Great Ice Wall Adventure. We're going to be walking through the map, Rialto. Let's get right into it. Okay, so starting right out here on attack, we don't really have a whole lot of options except for these platforms right here, but I do want to say something before we move over to that. If you're on defense, and you're getting ready for them to come out, you want to do something a little bit sneaky, something that a lot of people won't be ready for, you can use it. I already did this and punched out the wall, but you can actually use this and come up here if they're not paying attention, if you can get here quick enough, or wait over by this side, any of those things, maybe even hide behind this little spot, because most people aren't going to come from here. If they are going to come up top, they're going to come up top from this side. So you could maybe jump up over to this side and hide a little bit off of the edge right there. So that's just a weird little thing you could do if you want to get a little bit silly with them. So on attack again, coming out through here, you have your three choices. You can go left, which is way over there. You can go mid, or you can go right. And going in through here, you have things like this boat, and the only way to really get out of it would be to use an ice wall. You can't really jump out of this. If you find yourself in this predicament, definitely use your ice wall and get yourself out of here. So as you saw, we can go from the boat up to there. We can obviously also go from here up to these ledges. The same thing applies to this stand right here that everybody likes to stand on. And you can also go from each of these high platforms to the other one. So you can use it that way for mobility as well. Use it to block it off and go back and forth, so that way you're using your ice wall to do multiple things. And that's it for this area. A lot of fights will break out in this room in here. If you're chasing somebody, most of the time they're going to have to go and take the long route. You know, you can do this and chase them right here, or you can actually kind of cut them off and meet them up there. Now, notice I didn't have to do it off the desk. It's right off the floor, so right off the ground floor, you're able to get enough height to come up to here. So if you have a team of people sitting up here or anything, and they're watching people come down the mid and probably watching people go that way, you can try to be a little bit sneaky and come around through that way and flank them. So if you can somehow, you know, be sneaky enough to get around people when maybe your team's distracting them on the right side, you can come in through this way. You can either, you know, crouch down and take the long approach this way, or just do what I just showed you, hop up here and take care of everybody that's up here. Okay, so moving forward, just like the other spots on the ledges, you can use it to get up to here. I use this all the time to get away when fights are breaking out here, or I'm on defense and I just want to get some high ground and, you know, shoot over their shields, or come back up and shoot this way and come from behind, do that kind of stuff. So even more than this spot, I use this ledge to get up here all the time. Okay, over here, you can use your ice wall to get up to this platform. You can use your ice wall to hop over that if you don't want to have to do all this and go around, and you're in, you know, a dire situation if people are chasing you through here, and you get that real quick, or if you're not able to do that, hop over here, get your 250, and make your choice. Go behind or go up top. So you can get up to this upper ledge by going like this, but if that's a little too direct, you can always take these stairs, or you can use an ice wall and use this path. So if they see you go down over here and they see you come through this area, they might just assume that you're going to be taking the long walk and going around coming from the back or something like that. And they might not be considering the fact that you're Mei and you're able to lift yourself up and others up to this area. Okay. The same as on defense. If you're on defense and you're trying to stop them or any of that kind of stuff, you can get in here, hop up easily. You can do the same thing into that window if somebody's sitting there. If you're in a fight and you happen to notice where the boats are, you can do something kind of creative. Just jump down here onto the boat. They'll kind of be wondering what you're doing. You can jump over to this boat here. Now you have to stand up on this glass ledge in order to get out, but you can actually get out of here without an ice wall. But you could also just stay under here hidden for a second, use an ice wall, surprise them, and come back up behind everybody. So if you drop down and they happen to forget about you for a second, and you're just hiding under here, and this is assuming nobody comes down to try to figure out where you are, you can do something like that. If they do, well, like I said, just walk up on this glass stand right here and don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so moving forward, coming over the bridge, we have a couple different spots. We have that platform up there, which is a pretty obvious one that we can get to. We got this one right here that you are actually able to get to. Now, this is the same height as this platform and this right here. So basically, you can use your ice wall to get to any of those areas.
Ice wall coming up.
No problem. Same goes with inside this little room. You need to get up there where people are coming from, or hop up to, you know, what's going on over here. One thing that I like to do a lot as Mei when I'm on attack is I'll come up through here. Now the other team's going to be sitting down over there, waiting around the corner. I like to use my ice wall around the corner here, just kind of shoot at them for a second, or sometimes not even shoot at them. Just gather some intel, see who's setting up where, see if there's somebody up top, see if, you know, if they got a bastion, where is the bastion exactly? Are they setting up right down here below you? And that kind of stuff. You can also bring your teammates. So what you do is you come up here, you tell your teammates to line up right here along this wall. And once everybody lines up, 3, 2, 1, here we go. As a group, come up behind them. If they're right here, they're just going to get pummeled because you're going to drop right on top of them. But if they're, you know, if they're all facing up that way and you've flanked them successfully, now you can, you know, take out their back line, that kind of stuff. So going over here, you can use your ice wall to get on top of this. That's silly. A lot of people get in fights where they're going around this type of thing. A lot of people will get in fights around this mega where the people will be running away and you know where they're going to go. They're just going to run around and do that. Well, if you know that they're going to do that, you know, just come from the other way. If you're any character, or if you're Mei and you happen to be getting them and then they go around the corner, come around like this and, you know, use your ice wall in that respect. A lot of times when a fight is so obvious where someone's going to go after they get the mega and you already know, just plan ahead and think ahead to where they're going to go. Use this as your advantage instead of theirs. Okay, so when you're coming around the corner here with this payload, can't get up there, can you? Well, what if we did it off these stairs?
Let's see you get past this.
And we can. So keep that in mind. These are small things that are in a lot of maps, and they think about that for you, and they put these there for you. They didn't, you know, really need to do this, but they made this just high enough so the ice wall fits perfectly there. It will not work off the ground up there, but off of this, you know, go backwards, but there's no ledge really above you. So as long as you're pointed at that, you can jump up here with no problem. You have your spot right here where a lot of people like to sit. Your ice wall is by itself from the ground, able to get up here, so that's good to know. One spot that I do use quite a bit is coming in through here, either on attack or on defense when people are coming at me and I need to get away quickly. Just a quick ice wall up to here, and if you're able to, maybe even something like this, where you're blocking the stairs and they can't actually chase you. It's another one of those times where you're going to use the ice wall for multiple purposes. On defense, this one's pretty obvious. You want to take the high ground as much as you can, or help your team get up there quickly. There's no real use for the ice wall in here except, to split up areas. You get it in the right width, it actually blocks it completely off and people can't get around that. And there's not any extra height areas over here, so there's not a whole lot of uses for it. You block chokes, things like that. If you're running away and people are chasing you, block off the wall as you run away. And maybe, come down here, do a full circle, and just come up from behind them. Start your crouch, sneak up on them like this. When your whole team is over on that side, and they're all facing that way, call it out, 3, 2, 1 on them, boom. Block off their escape. You can get a good amount of kills off of that. There's nothing really worth mentioning back here. There's a little room. If you didn't know this is back here, this is kind of a weird little room. Maybe a good Sombra spot to run back to. And if you end up in a time where you get a nice team kill and you're able to just stop for a second, let your team push the payload, and you can just sit and enjoy the view, go ahead and do that. Rialto's great for that. And you can also attempt to go swimming if you'd like. Just water all over the place. Okay, so that's it for this video on Rialto. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to let you know when I release more videos about Mei. Thanks so much, that's it. Have a nice day, and see you next time.